man. I'm so gassed.
Me too. I like last year was like the first year I got back into wrestling, but this year, this WrestleMania is gonna be crazy. So I guess we can go not quickly, but I guess we can talk a little bit about y'all's prediction, especially with them. Not every single match at WrestleMania, but the big ones. I guess there's no other place to start, but with the Tribal Chief and the Final Boss. Plain and simple, do you guys think Cody's gonna get to finish his story against The Rock and Roman Reigns?
Okay, so now we're asking two separate questions because first you said that we were talking about the final boss and our tribal chief Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes on night one. Because if that's the case, the booker in me says I think it makes sense for the Bloodline to win. Make the match the next night Bloodline rules, and just gives something a little more to like make the odds harder against Cody, so that when he actually wins. That's what I think is going to happen. He's going to win on night 2. It's going to be awesome. He's going to overcome all of the odds. He's beat the fuck down on Raw this last Monday night.
Last Raw and SmackDown. Or was it last Raw before? He got the shit beat out of him by The Rock.
He's been getting the shit kicked out of him every week on TV by The Rock. So, hopefully that's the story, the end of the story. But I have been seeing a lot of theories that are saying like, oh yeah, Damian's gonna come out and hit Roman, hit Cody. Roman's gonna spear him, and then Roman's gonna win again.
Yeah, I would die laughing. I would die laughing if that happened.
So that's my thing is in the past I've been accused of being a contrarian by Mr. Hamilton.
And Mr. Sutton thinks you're a contrarian too. You always conveniently leave that apart, Gage. He always does it every time he brings a contrarian.
You're the villain, man.
Everybody else thinks it, but it's Ethan Hamilton. Okay, cool, got you.
But I've always denied the allegations. If anything, I feel whatever. That's a different conversation. But on this one, I think I have become a bit of a contrarian because all year, Ethan, we talked about it ad nauseum. I was bitching and moaning. I was like, no, but I was the Cody crybaby. Cody has to finish the story. It has to happen. But now, as we get closer and closer, it really just is. I'm thinking, man, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it just be so funny if Roman won again? Just because, I know so many real Cody crybabies, people who will genuinely cry if Cody loses at Mania. And some just sick, twisted part of me wants to see it. I just want to see it.
No, literally, dude, we have a friend named Matt who is a huge Cody Rhodes fan, and I will literally pull my phone out and record her as Cody loses, and we hear Roman's music hit. Then we will get the best reaction in the world. I promise you.
But all that being said, I can only fuck around so much. Cody's gonna finish the story.
I agree with you. And this is how I think they do it. I think they lose night 1. Bloodline rules. I'm not on the side of Rock betrays Roman. I would think I would love that, but I got something even better.
Yeah.
I got something even better. So Bloodline rules. Night 2, right? Seth loses. Drew McIntyre comes in night 1, loses the match for Cody and Seth. So Rock and Roman, the whole Bloodline walk in against Cody. Maybe Seth and Jay are there. We'll see what happens. Cody's about to beat Roman. Here comes Jimmy. Stops Cody. Here comes Jay. Stops Jimmy. Right? Everybody. Now we get into shenanigans because there's going to be some shenanigans on night 2, without a shadow of a doubt.
And they're saying there might be a debut
Bloodline
member too.
Maybe we see a new Bloodline member. Not mad at that. But not in my theory. So Jimmy and Jay come down. They kind of cancel each other out, right? Next thing, we see Solo come out. He's going to do the same thing. What's it called? The spear? Whatever he does when he punched Cody in the... It's a moment spike where he punched Cody in the neck. Like how Cody lost last year. He's going to do the same thing this year. This time, Seth is going to come out. Stop the pin for Cody. Cancel each other out. Not even Seth. Actually, change that. It's not Seth. You hear the trumpets come. The GOAT comes out. Never give up, never what? You guessed it. You guess it. John fucking Cena comes out. He wants his revenge against Solo. He want to end that. If Solo beat him at the beginning of the year, he can't go out like this for the rest of the year on a Solo loss, on a Solo Sokoa loss. You think my goat gonna go out like that? Never
You know,
that.
I didn't even think about that. That actually would be a good reason for
Never
Cena.
that. Never that. But then of course, Cena. Who's gonna come out to stop Cena? The final boss, the chosen one, the people's champ, foe turned friend. Cena and Rock face to face. Like Rock's like, you doing this to me and my bloodline? They start duking it out, and it's hard to see Cena and Rock, but you can't look away. Then when all hope is lost, Rock and Roman got Cody right where he wants him. Who else but the Texas rattlesnake, the glass race, boosh, from who knows what, from his ranch. What?
From
Stone Cold,
Victoria, Texas. What?
motherfucking Steve Austin come out. We get WrestleMania 40. We get the two biggest to ever do it. Two on the Mount Rushmore.
Roman
We get
Reigns.
actually three out of the four there. 3 out of the 4 Mount Rushmore. Cena, Stone Cold, Rock, face
Roman
to face.
Roman
Stone Cold,
You didn't
Stone
say
Cold
Roman
hit.
You say Roman Reigns.
No, I'm not saying Stone Cold is gonna hit The Rock with the meanest stunner, and like it's 03 again. Rock's gonna sell it. Cody's gonna hit the crossroads on Roman. 1, 2, 3. The story's gonna be finished.
And then
Right.
Damien Priest's music hits.
No. So that's my hot take. We're gonna get the 3 biggest baby faces in the history of the company in one match.
I thought about because like everyone was speculating when Rock was like beating the hell out of Cody like outside. They showed like one of the tour buses or whatever.
It's Cena and Stone Cold.
And I was like, at first I was like, all right, people are reaching. But then I came to 2 conclusions. One, I watched the interview with CM Punk and Ariel Helwani. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. First off, awesome interview. Definitely recommend it. And CM Punk was talking about how like, yeah, WWE was like dropping hints that Punk was like gonna come back before he came back. So everything they do is on purpose. And 2, I was thinking, I'm like, dude, y'all really think they're gonna bring back Stone Cold and Cena? And then I realized it's WrestleMania 40. Like, this is a big deal. Like, you gotta go all out. If you're not bringing like some sort of top talent back, like, I won't say it's a disappointment. I don't want to set up for like disappointment like we do every year with the Royal Rumble, where like, oh my God, MJF is gonna debut and Rock and Cena and all. It's only gonna be legends, and we're always disappointed. But shit, if there's any time to get our hopes up, man, it might be now.
It definitely is. It definitely is, and that's my big prediction. But as far as the Bloodline story, I'm not mad at that. Do you guys onto another match? Do you think?
Yeah, so Ethan, I was gonna ask you. So besides the Bloodline match, what match are you most excited for on both nights?
Well, I've been saying to y'all that AJ Styles is trash for how many months now? And my no, it's not a horrible take. You just saw it 3 weeks ago. How many more times you got to see the GOAT LA Knight do this shit to y'all? LA Knight showed up to his crib like he was 96, whooped his ass, got arrested. And what did he do the next week? Undercover as a referee ringside, whooped his ass again. And what's he going to do at Mania? No belt on the line, just belt to ass. What he going to give to him? Wham. Like,
see, Ethan, you're making this too conflicting for me because Lord knows I am the leader of the LA Knight propaganda. I came
not
on
anymore.
This,
not anymore.
I came on this podcast and I spit my agenda before anyone in this world knew who LA Knight was. I'm lying, but I was early on the LA Knight hype train. But you just have to go and disrespect AJ Styles, man. Maybe a top 5 wrestler of all time, man.
Cole just dropped.
What? Yeah, J. Cole just dropped his surprise album. I might delete this later. We'll talk about this next episode because I want to listen to it.
We got derailed. That's fucking crazy. Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, AJ Styles might be like a top 5 wrestler of all time, and you're dissing him because he has a soccer mom haircut. I hate you, man. But I will say, I was really worried that like LA Knight was just gonna get like a holdover beef just for Mania. And I guess this kind of is what that is. But him and AJ are cooking, man. The fact that AJ flew all the way to Australia just to fuck with LA Knight, love that. Love that. He had no reason to be there. Like, just a complete hater status just to be there to fuck with LA Knight. And then in kayfabe, obviously they didn't actually do this, but in kayfabe, LA Knight was there in disguise at ringside for over an hour.
That's real wrestling. That's real wrestling.
That's real hating, bro. Like that is, and then showing up to his house too. Like, man, this is just levels of hatred that we haven't seen in a while. Cody doesn't hate the tribal chief as much as AJ and LA Knight hate each other, man.
Okay, but wait, Ethan. So I know you hate AJ Styles, but you have to acknowledge how good he is in ring. So is that why you're saying this is like the match you're most looking forward to?
Well, I'm just here to prove a point that LA Knight's AJ Styles about to get his ass whooped.
Okay, but I mean that's kind of what he's here for because like AJ's been around for a while. There's no championship on the line. There's nothing really for him here. I have a feeling he's gonna lose, and the LA Knight's gonna get put over, look really good against AJ. But that's a big help from AJ. AJ, we know his track record, man. He puts on good matches with anybody. This is exactly what LA Knight needs to get some momentum heading out of WrestleMania into a United States Championship run, because that's what I think is next for him after me, personally.
I'm not mad at that.
Dylan, what match are you most excited for? Would you say?
Man, I don't know. I mean, it's hard not to say the tag team ladder match, just because.
Me too.
I mean, not only like just because like the talent and everything, but it's like I feel like in history, ladder matches at Mania they've almost always been good. Like, I'm sure we could go and find some stinkers, but I'm sure we'd find more good than bad.
Yeah.
So, man, yeah, I think I kind of want to go with that, but at the end of the day, I have to go with the one that is going to make or break my weekend. If Drew McIntyre doesn't beat Seth Rollins, if Drew McIntyre doesn't win the belt, like I would be more upset if Drew lost than if Cody lost. Like, if Cody doesn't finish the story, I don't give a fuck, right? But Drew has to win. Drew has to win the belt, man. There's no other way to do it. And wait, and let me put this out there too. If he wins the belt and fucking bisexual Undertaker comes out and hits him with a fake ass choke slam to cash in his Money in the Bank, I'm losing it. And
I actually don't want to see. I've been arguing with Gage about this. I don't think Drew McIntyre wins. I really don't think he wins.
I think he does. And I think Dylan's right, though. I think Damian cashes in on him right after, too.
I'm not mad at that, as long as I don't get to see Drew McIntyre win. But I do respect that level of hating. I really do. You're just not on my team, buddy.
I think Drew's going to win. I'm pretty excited for that match. But I think, like, this is one of those things I told Ethan. Like, the setup for me, personally, is it's perfect in the setup for Cody versus Seth, where Cody wins his belt, Seth loses his, Seth takes a break from the company for a little bit, and when Seth comes back, he can go after Cody and say, hey, I only lost my belt because I helped you in that match the night before. I was at a disadvantage against Drew McIntyre, and that's why I lost my belt, so I get first dibs at you.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it.
And then it also sets up for Drew can sort of do his thing for at least a couple months until Punk is cleared. And then Drew and Punk, oh man, they were cooking on the mic the other night, so I can only imagine what they do with the full feud. But man, I don't know, we were talking about it. Drew's been crazy lately. Like, I don't get how anyone cannot think that Drew is ready to be a champ. And I know he's technically been a champ, but you know, obviously there's a reason he's fighting for this so hard. What did he tell Punk? He said, the ironic thing about you is you don't drink, you don't smoke, but you spend all your time in rehab.
Damn.
It's a bar, bro.
Hey, but CM Punk clapped right back, and Drew was like, oh, I'm the chosen one. And CM Punk was like, who's chosen one? Say his name.
Yeah, who chose you?
Who chose you? Say his name.
Yeah. The B word.
I don't want to say his name on this channel.
I honestly, I really do. I'm excited for that match. I do think Drew's gonna cost Seth and Cody in that two-man tag against The Rock and Roman, but I'm interested to see if Damian finally cashes in, because we've had no indication that Damian's gonna cash in for at least a solid 2-3 months, and it would be great if he did, because he has to soon, or at least do a match for the cash in to give him more time. But I'm not mad at that. I also think it's going to relate back to his combo that he had with Paul Heyman a couple weeks ago. We saw in the background. I think that's going to be something too. But I mean, those are really the really big matches. I know we didn't get to cover every single match, but those are the big matches we want to cover. Also, shout out to, like we said earlier, Naomi, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair,
Damage Control. Man, there's so many matches we didn't even get to talk about because the Sammy Gunter match is going to be great. Io versus Bailey is going to be a lot of fun. Rhea, Becky. Let's see, what else are we missing? I'm really excited for the Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos and Dom.
Don't get me started on the LWO, the lamest storyline on the whole roster. The whole roster.
Logan Paul.
Oh, Logan Paul.
Maverick Gang. Oh, man, I didn't like saying that. But Logan Paul is going to retain for sure. I'm pretty confident in that.
That should be a fun match, too.
Yeah.
I think Randy and Kevin Owens and KO and Logan Paul put on a good match.
Yeah, man, it's going to be such an awesome Mania, man. I feel like it's going to give us a lot of moments to talk about for a really long time. And I don't know, man. If you listen to this podcast and we still have not convinced you to watch wrestling, I don't know what else we can do, man, because wrestling is really maybe better than it's ever been. And I know old heads are going to be like, how can you say this, like, PG era is better than the Attitude Era? It just is. It just is.
The thing is, we're getting out of the PG era. Like Rock, and I got to thank Rock for this. Ethan, I know this is going to be gospel to your ears right now.
Hey, Dylan, I'm waiting for an apology for The Rock joining the Bloodline storyline.
Actually, because I still have my problems. I'm not backing down.
But I love the way that they're moving.
And when Stone Cold comes out and we get that Stone Cold and Rock moment, you better sit down. I better not see you cheer. I better not see you smile. Nothing. Nothing
it happens. We'll talk. All right. Or else it's going to be a 5-hour podcast of me yelling at you. All right.
Yeah. Whatever.
Rock. I gotta give props to Rock and CM Punk and all these guys for making the content a little edgier, and like they said on Raw this week, making wrestling cool again. It does feel like we're at like a renaissance for wrestling, where we've got stars that are coming back, and we've got like just the perfect mix of things going.
It's good wrestling. It's good storytelling. It's stupid fun that you can like laugh and giggle at, but also like jaw-dropping moments that like you can enjoy as like from storytelling and also like athleticism. It really is it's a perfect mix. Again, if we haven't convinced you, please just listen to us this one time. Watch Mania both nights. And if you're not sold, then fuck you. You're a loser. Official words from AWR.
Wait, hold on. He's not the host.
I, as a fucking brother, endorse this.
Wait.
Well, that was our WrestleMania 40 predictions. Let us know what we got correct, what we're missed on, because when this episode comes out, WrestleMania 4 would have already been happened. Stone Cold would have came out. Ethan would have been right. This would have been the greatest storyline ever.
It happened Raw after Mania too, bro.
They got Raw after Mania.
Hey,
but let us know in the.
Hey, yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think is gonna happen at Mania, and next week, let us know what you want to hear us talk about next week. Because so far, we already know we're gonna talk about this new J. Cole project because it just dropped. I can't wait to listen to it as soon as we're done recording here. And then we'll talk about Mania and all the backlash of everything that happened next week.